Hey, it's Kevin DeWitt here, and welcome to another tip, trick, or technique session. In this session, we're talking about pitch shifting parallel delays. So firstly, if you are new to my channel, new to my videos, and you like what you see, please click the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos. So pitch shifting parallel delays. So firstly, parallel delays. Hopefully you know this technique. If not, I've got other videos on the channel that will explain parallel processing. So this is where we place a delay effect on an effects channel and not directly on, say, the vocal channel. And using a mix control, we're placing on an effects channel, and then we're creating a send, and we're sending our vocal over to that effects channel, and then basically processing it. So it's in parallel. I've got our clean vocal running down this way and our effect running down this way, and then in the end they join together, at a bus somewhere, in the mix bus, wherever. And it creates some separation and allows you to adjust levels and all that sort of stuff, a lot better. But what you can also do if you do that is that you can actually process that delay independently from your main vocal. So what I'm going to show in this one is using a pitch shift on that delay. So we're not pitch shifting our actual vocal, we're pitch shifting the delay of the vocal. And it's a really unique and great sound, and you can do lots of things with it. And this is basically a tease to what you can do with parallel effects. I'm showing you pitch shifting here, but you can do anything on that delay effect. You could do distortion, modulation effects, anything. It doesn't matter what it is. You can do it. There's nothing stopping you. So you can create some really interesting sounds to your vocals and your delay effects and all that sort of stuff. So let's just get into it, and I'll show you what the heck I'm talking about. Okay, so what I've got here is I've just got a test session with a sample vocal track. Nothing special about this track, just a sample, and it just sounds like this. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. It's just going to repeat like that. So our first step here is to create our parallel delay. So we're going to add an effects channel. We'll just call it delay, and we will send it directly to the mix bus and just add it in there. Okay, so we've got our delay effects track here, and we don't have anything on it yet, so let's just chuck something on. And normally we'd obviously set this up to get it sounding nice, but we just want to get it to a point where it sounds okay and it's a good example. So we're going to send our vocal track. So we're on our vocal track now, and I've just put a send on. So that's going to determine how much of the signal to send to the delay effects, which is here. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, 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 dance. Okay, so pretty extreme delay there, but we can obviously use this to adjust. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. So we'll just go a bit over the top with it, just so it's pretty clear what we're doing. But as you can hear there, the delay is just a normal delay, nothing special happening there. We've done nothing extra to the vocals. It is just 100% straight on delay. Now what we're going to do is, now we want to start working with our pitch shifting. So I have two plugins that I'm going to show an example of. One is called Pitch Proof, and the other one is the M Auto Pitch from Melda Productions. Now, the reason I'm going to show you two, and you can obviously use any one that you have, but the Pitch Proof is going to do a real pitch shifting type approach. The M Auto pitch I'm going to use to do a formant shift where we don't change the pitch, but we change the formant. Okay, so you can have a listen to the difference between the two there. But let's start off with our pitch shift here. So we're going to put this in stereo. I'm going to turn this tuner display off because that drives me insane. And we're going to set it to fully wet. So bypassed.
Dance, dance, dance.
Okay, now let's go extreme. Let's go plus 12 pitch shift.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance.
Okay, so that's obviously working. Now what we can do is, that might sound a bit extreme and a bit over the top, but if we blend a little bit of that in, we can create an interesting effect. And obviously imagine this as being placed on top of some music as well, right? We've got this in solo, so everything's going to sound a little bit more extreme and a little bit out of proportion. But if you put it in with some music, you'll just get these little textures.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
Okay, so you can hear that. So the other thing we can do is, let's just bypass that again for a moment. But if you don't want your delay on your vocal to be so extreme in your left and right ears, what we do is we just pan it in a bit. So let's just say we pan it in about the 50 mark instead of the full 100. Okay, and still with it in bypass, now we get our ping pong effect. We should sound a little bit narrower, so it shouldn't be so extreme to the left and right.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance.
So that can make it seem a little bit more natural, a little bit less extreme, especially if you want your instrumentation to be quite wide and you want your vocals to be more hovering around the center. That's a good technique to use that, but that's not exactly the point of this video. The point of this video was pitch shifting, but adding the two together. Now, if we enable our pitch shift.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance.
Okay, but we could go the other way. We could go a minus 12.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance.
Okay, that's interesting effect. Or we could go anywhere in between.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
Just boost that up again a little bit so we can hear it.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance.
Or if you know the key to the song, you could even start to initiate some proper harmonies.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
Okay, now the other one we'll do, and I'm going to come back to that plugin again in a minute, but what I want to do this time is I'm going to turn that off. Now we're going to use the other feature. So let's go for a formant shift this time. Okay, so using the M Auto pitch, I'm not changing the pitch at all. I'm just going to change the formant.
Dance, dance, dance.
So that's without it. And now we enable it.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
So the theory behind the formant shift is that we shouldn't be changing the pitch of the notes, just the formant or the throat sound.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance.
So let me just boost this up just to give you an example of what that is. Okay, so if we go quite loud. Right, so let's say our formant here is 5. And we go +5 on the pitch module as well. Okay, so I'm going to turn them both on, but I'm going to bypass. Okay, so let's compare the two, right? So we've got one is a formant shift and one is a pitch shift of 5.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
So you can hear there that when you use something like a +5, the pitch proof sounds out of key, right? It's out of tune. It's just wrong. Formant shift is the same. Okay, so there's the difference with it, right? So neither's right or wrong, just two different techniques. Now, if you go to a +12, in theory, they should sound pretty much the same, because when you're +12 a note, you're obviously going up an octave. And because the formant shift is not actually changing the pitch, we're still at the same note. We've just gone up in formant. We should sound pretty close to the same.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
So yeah, they sound the same. The difference is obviously when we go in between octaves, because this is actually changing the pitch. Okay, whereas this is not changing the pitch. Now, if we go on the lower scale,
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
there is a bit of a difference with the going lower. The formant is not quite getting the same impact as the pitch shift is for going lower in notes. But again, if we only went part way, if we went -5 and -5 here,
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
again, you've got that same thing with the changing of the note. So it all depends on what you want to actually get out of this, okay? So obviously I've called this pitch shifting. So in a real world situation, you know, to base it on what I actually called it, the pitch proof would be what you would do, because that is actually a fair income pitch shifter. But formant shift, it's sort of, it's close enough to pitch shifting to be valid in this type of thing, but different effect. Obviously, we're not changing the note, we're just changing the sound. Okay, pitch shift, we're actually changing the pitch. Now, as I said, when you go to -12, the sound of the pitch proof is way better. Okay, but let's go even more extreme with this, right? So let's get rid of the formant shift and let's just concentrate on the pitch shift, because I've shown you formant shift. So if you want to do that, you can. Both these plugins are free, by the way. So the Melda Auto Pitch, you can get free in their free bundle from Melda Productions, and this pitch proof from Aegean Music is also free. So if you have a DAW that supports VSTs, then go and grab them. Okay, so let's go with a minus 12.
Dance, dance, dance.
Okay. What if that's not enough? What if we went again? Okay. What if we actually dropped it another 12? Fully wet. So we're going from one pitch proof to the other pitch proof.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance.
So we're not necessarily locked in to what's in here. We could go again, as we've just done.
Dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
Okay, so we can get some really extreme effects here. So what does it sound like if we actually blend this in nicely with a low value?
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance.
So that sounds pretty good. And as I said, if you put that with music, you're going to get some interesting effects going on there. Let's take it even one step further. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this effects channel. We're going to go back to our vocal and we're going to send to that new delay. And we're going to set our send. So let's go pretty high. Let's get them both to about the same. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan, and we'll go to our full left and right again now, right? But obviously you can go halfway if you want to. So I'm going to pan one of the delays fully left, and I'm going to pan the other one fully right. Now, I'm going to bypass. Both of the pitches. All right, so I'm going to solo one delay at a time so you can hear. This is without pitch proof.
Dance, dance, dance.
So now before I do that, I'm going to turn ping pong off. Our delays so that we are pretty much just sending it straight. Okay, so we're listening to one delay at the moment.
Dance, dance, dance.
And we're hearing that in the left. If I play the other one,
Dance, dance, dance.
we're hearing that in the right. Now we put them together.
Dance, dance, dance.
They sound like they're coming down the center. Okay, so this is the old, duplicating the exact same track, panning it left and right. Because they're identical, they sound like they're coming out of the center. They don't actually sound like they're coming out of the left and right. Okay, so that's obviously not what we want. But if we now enable a pitch shift and we have one at -12, we have one at +12. In theory, now we should get stereo separation because they're not identical anymore.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
Okay, and we might want to balance these out a little bit because of the difference in pitch. Our ears don't perceive the volume of the delays anymore as identical because we hear higher pitched and lower pitched sources as having different volume. So we need to adjust our settings to try and balance it out. But you need to listen. You can't look at meters or anything like that. It's all about listening.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna...
Now, I'm just going to move these in a little bit because I'm finding the really wide pitch, really wide pan a little bit too much for my ears, and I'm finding it hard to sort of balance it. Let's see if we can do a better job with it slightly panned in.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna
Sounds
make you
better.
dance, dance, dance.
Now, obviously, we want to be
Dance,
subtle.
dance, dance.
Let's
Gonna
do one
make
at
you
a time.
dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
Okay, so you can see how you can create some interesting stuff there, so we don't have to be locked into the 12, we could have done any other level as well, or we could have used the formant trick and gone part way between. Okay, so let's just do a before and after. So this is before. So this is with no delay whatsoever.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance.
So we've got a different pitch on each side and an interesting effect there. Okay, and as I said, you could go any value in between you like. Doesn't really matter. They could be both higher, different levels, or both lower. Now, just to fully do the example here, if I don't open that, let's do the example with a formant. Okay, and we'll do it at a 5. Okay, so we've got a -5 there. And let's go with a +5 here. So we're going a little bit subtler.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance.
So obviously using the formant method, we don't have any potential wrong notes or pitch problems because we're keeping the note the exact same as the lead. But we're changing the throat sound, increasing the formant, and we're getting a different sound. So in this case here, obviously I've gone for a subtler effect and did the whole +12 and -12, gone for a 5. So we can go anywhere in between that.
Dance, dance, dance. Gonna make you dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance.
So you can see there the power that we have to create these interesting effects using pitch shifting and formant shifting. So there you go. That is pitch shifting, parallel delays. Let me know what you think of the technique in the comments below. Do you do something similar? Have you tried this sort of approach before? Let me know. If you haven't, are you planning on trying it, or do you think it's a stupid idea and it's not something you would ever try in your mixes? Let me know. I'd love to hear your opinion. If you have any questions about the technique, or you want any further information about it that I didn't cover, please feel free to put it in the comments. I'd love to help wherever I can. Again, if you liked the video, please click the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos. Hopefully the video has been helpful. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.